Villisca, Iowa, a small, quiet farming town with less than 2,000 people. The kind of place where neighbors wave from their porches. Church bells rang on Sundays, and no one ever thought twice about locking their doors. But in the summer of 1912, that innocence was shattered forever. On the morning of June 10th, the Moore family's home sat strangely silent, the curtains drawn. No one had stirred. Josiah Moore, his wife Sarah, their 4 children, and 2 young overnight guests hadn't been seen since the church event the evening before. Concern grew. Neighbors knocked. No answer. Finally, a relative entered the home, and what he found inside would scar Villisca forever. Every single member of the Moore family, Josiah, Sarah, their children, and the 2 young Stillinger sisters, lay bludgeoned to death in their beds. The weapon? An axe, left behind at the crime scene. But the details were what truly unsettled investigators. Every mirror in the house had been covered with cloth. The killer had placed sheets over the victims' faces. Half-eaten food sat on the kitchen table, as if the murderer had stayed calm and unhurried. And most chilling of all, a bowl of bloody water in the sink, where the killer had washed his hands before vanishing into the night. 8 people, brutally slain, and yet no one in town heard a thing. The horror sent shockwaves across America. Trains brought reporters, detectives, and curious onlookers to the small town. Suspects ranged from jealous businessmen to preachers with dark secrets to wandering drifters. But every lead collapsed. Witness statements contradicted each other. Evidence went missing, and the case grew colder with each passing year. No one was ever convicted. Over 100 years later, the Moore house still stands. But it has a reputation far beyond being just another cold case crime scene. Visitors speak of children's laughter echoing in empty rooms, doors that creak shut on their own, and voices, soft, almost whispers, pleading in the dark. Paranormal investigators have recorded unexplained footsteps, flickering lights, and even screams in the middle of the night. Some say the victims never left. Others believe the killer's spirit lingers, trapped in a house where his unspeakable crime was committed. For the people of Villisca, the crime was more than murder. It was the death of trust. Families locked their doors for the first time. Neighbors eyed each other with suspicion. Parents clutched their children closer. And even today, when the wind howls through that little white house on 2nd Street, it carries with it a century-old grief, a reminder that justice was never served. The Villisca Axe Murder House remains one of the most infamous and haunted crime scenes in America, a place where tragedy, mystery, and the supernatural collide. A house frozen in time, holding secrets that may never be revealed. Because the most terrifying part of this story isn't just a crime, it's that the killer walked away and was never found.